Hello everyone, Jill here. Welcome back to my channel. I am dodging rainstorms today, so I'm hoping to make the video with still having a little bit of light because it's getting awfully dark out there. We've been kind of rolling through storms and then clearing. I'm here to do a video for the YouTube hop for a cherry on top for August, and our theme for this month is travel. And I knew what story I wanted to tell because last summer Tim and I went to Ireland, and I made 3 or 4 12 by 12 pages for my travel album. And I told one Dublin story, but I have other Dublin stories to tell. And the one I wanted to tell today makes this like a travel layout, but also a little different from a travel layout because we did a street tour of Dublin, and the day that we traveled to Ireland, Sinead O'Connor died. So we were surrounded in different places. We went in Dublin and elsewhere in Ireland by tributes to Sinead O'Connor. And so I really liked this picture that I took of Tim photographing all the flowers heaped up by the Rock and Roll Museum. I should have contacted him and gotten the picture that he took, but I didn't. So that's okay, because I do also have a picture of the Wall of Fame at the Rock and Roll Museum in Dublin. And we went to the Literary Museum, and I noticed that when people were putting all sorts of different kinds of poems and things on this wall they had there, they were also including tributes to Sinead O'Connor. And they're not going to show up in the photo, but the photo will remind me of them. And so that's the nature of my subject for this page. I'm using last year's, I think it's called Everywhere or Anywhere, last year's 49 in Market travel line. And all of their travel lines are great, and there are some really good new ones in the Cherry on Top shop right now for those of you scrapping last year's travels or this year's travels. But I just wanted to use what I had in my stash. So anyway, I didn't want this part in. I wanted a kind of, this is Sinead right here. I wanted kind of a focus on that. So I thought I would take the smaller picture of Tim by the memorial and put it underneath the large picture of the museum, which is also a recording studio, a really cool place. We didn't actually tour it. We were doing a city street tour, and just stopped briefly. And then I'll put this picture from the Molly, another museum, of the tribute letters. And then I did, you guess I can, this is already in the frame, so you can see this. I stamped tributes to Sinead for a title. And I'm thinking what I want for a design for this page is kind of like to cover the middle part of the page. And as you can probably tell, it's just a whole bunch of postcards, which seemed to evoke the travel, but also to evoke the writing and the remembering. And it is nice and white for the most part, so like kind of off-white, so that I can do journaling, because I know I'll probably want to do a lot of journaling. So I'm putting this is a Tim Holtz tag, which, you know, again, kind of just evokes travel. And I wanted to kind of put this in here. I just stamped this on some very thin paper, and that'll be pretty good, though. Maybe I'll move everything just a little bit to this side, and then yeah, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of adhesive on all of this. I don't want to like take too much time doing that on camera. I can always add more later, but let's get these guys in position. And nothing here is absolutely important in terms of where I put stuff, though I am going to layer this up. And as I said, this photo is going to go a little bit underneath this one. Oops. Yeah, I like that I got the drawing of Yeats in the photo too, because that's pretty cool. Okay, another Irish creative. Okay. As I said, this is a tag from a Tim Holtz collection, Ideology. Just used an alphabet from my stash to do the title. And I'm gonna just layer it this way, kind of slip it under there. So that gets us started. I really love this blue. There's a large 49 in Market blue postage stamp paper, and it was not perfect for this particular layout, but I needed to use a little bit of it because I love it so much, and actually have 2 sheets of it. So I am going to add a touch of blue with these blue postage stamps, and I'm going to just run it along the bottom to ground the layout. This is kind of an old school strips at the bottom of a page on a 12 by 12 approach, but I like to go back to some of my tried and true go-tos from back in the day. I haven't actually done this in a while. I'll probably add a little stitching down here too. And then, so this is a Cartabella chicken paper actually, but on the back there's red. So I just wanted a little bit more red to pick up the red of the wall and the museum. I also grabbed this 49 in Market butterfly spectrum tape, which is older, but it has red in it. And I like it for this layout because to me, it sort of suggests the soul leaving the body, not to get morbid, but I don't know. It just, to me, it was something that would probably be, for my own looking at it, a nice reminder and touch of like how essentially eerie it was that the day we boarded the plane for Ireland was when we heard of the death of Sinead O'Connor. Okay, so just gonna tuck that back like that. That adds quite a bit more color right where there is already red, so I don't know about that. I'll probably end up balancing it a little bit with some embellishments. As you can see, I used red ink for the 2 to bring in a little bit more of that color. I also pulled some 49 in Market travel tape, and I'm trying to think where I might want to, if I want to layer that, if I want to put it over here. I know I want to leave plenty of room like right along here to do my journaling. I'll probably just do that in black gel pen. So I think I'm going to, this is kind of a freewheeling layout. I'm kind of just experimenting with things on the spot, but I think I'm going to do the same thing I did there, except with this map tape on this side. The other thing I knew I wanted to use, I have a few little snippets and such here that I'll add when I kind of expected to do maybe some clustering too. This is feeling like it's a little bit too boxy, so I'm just gonna rip it off like that to shape that side a little more organically. And yeah, kind of liking the way the design is coming together and the colors are moving. Okay, the other thing is some rub-ons I've had for a while. These are also 49 in Market, and I've used the other side, which is like brown and kind of classical music-y. I don't really want to use that, but I do want to use this sheet of rub-ons, which has larger music notes and is black and white. So I thought that rub-ons are often a good way to kind of integrate things. So let's experiment with these. And see, this kind of rub-on, you don't have to cut out just exactly what you want, because it's kind of like a background. And so let's see, I'm going to try to be mindful of where I'm doing my journaling. So I don't want quite that much, but maybe I'll put a little bit right here. There. And so let me take a minute, rub that down. These are somewhat older, and I know rub-ons tend to work best when they're really fresh, but these are $49 in market. The ones I typically have good luck with. So let's see how it's transferring. Just great. So that, you know, kind of sets the motif of music. I think I want to put another one with another. I like the way these rub-ons can be another layer. Like here, if I put them over the title, I can still read the title just fine, but it becomes a layer that sort of is organic and integrates the various pieces. Sorry, when I do rub-ons, I'm probably like moving the camera. So okay, you can always lift it up and see where you need to rub more. And in that case, that little music sign, probably these two, I don't think I rubbed up here. Okay, yeah, good, they're transferring. Great. Okay, and so one of the nice design principles is just repetition. So you see it in one place, you see it here too. And as I said, I wanted to, and I'm going to do my journaling through here. And I'm going to want to probably work with 3 clusters. So I think I will do another one. Could either do it up here or down here or right down here. I think if I do it, I do, as I said, I want to be careful not to obliterate where I'm going to do the journaling. And so for that reason, I'm going to put the 3rd one up here also to get rid of this kind of like really sharp square. And I like different sizes, so I think I'm going to try to get the biggest one in there. I might add some of this text rub-on too as a kind of finishing touch, but I'm not so worried about showing you that. That can be something I'll do later. I mean, mainly I want to show you how I'm going to create some areas to do a little, yeah, I think that'll be nice. It's okay that it's kind of right on top of that, but they're different sizes, so I think that works. Okay, you get to see like real-time transferring of a rub-on. Well, if you haven't really used rub-ons, they're wonderful, and this does give you an example of how easy they are to use and how you can kind of just check, as I said, to see if there's anything that isn't transferring well. Yeah, I like that. You can see how, like, the music notes are right on the building, and that layering is really kind of cool. And then the journaling will be in here. One thing I know about my own approach to travel journaling or travel scrapbooking and documenting is that I have more journaling than on any other kind of layout. So that's why I keep talking about leaving enough room for it. Yeah, and so I don't think I'm going to actually do the clusters because they'll involve a lot of little fine tuning and so forth. But what I'm thinking is that I'll have a bit of a Tim Holtz snippet or tag in each of the areas that I'm going to create a little cluster, and there'll be like about 3 of them on the page. I also will use these Tim Holtz postage stamp stickers, which I really love. And the nice thing about this color is that I can bring in the green to evoke Ireland. I can bring in a little more of the blue because there is some blue, but not a lot. And if I need to, I can add more red. As I said, probably I'll add a little bit of red on this side with these. I have some more washi too, so I might put a little bit of this travel themed 49 in market washi, especially like the dark blue, around the page or maybe at the bottom again to, you know, work on that grounding effect. Yeah, and I also just pulled some lighter with some green and yellow and blue washi. But I need to give that a little bit more thought. My final touch, of course, will be sequins, and I've already folded them. One is called Dublin, right? It's just perfect. I think all of my travel layouts about Dublin will have these. And then some, the Jackson collection, these are Catherine Pooler, includes reds. So I think that'll be a nice way also to bring more red over here and continue that effect. Okay, well, as usual, thanks for hopping along. And this gives you an idea of how I'm adding to my 12 by 12 travel album. And be sure to check out the other people on the team. All right, we almost made it. Hazel's chiming in here at the end. Hop along and make comments on this video or their videos, and that gives you the chance, as you know, if you don't know, you'll know now, to win star credit and also to learn a lot about travel scrapbooking. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.